Welcome to Amazing Life One Channel Guides. Today you watching Kylie Minogue, Australian singer, songwriter, actress, lifestyle biography and beautiful photos. I hope you enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe channel. Thank you for watching video. Your favorite actress, model, singer, celebrity, biography, photos, images. If you want to see, please comment.
Starting.
Name: Kylie Minogue. Salary: $10 million plus. Monthly income: $0.4 million plus. Date of birth: May 28, 1968. Gender: female. Height: 1.52 meters, 5 feet 0 inches. Weight: 46 kilograms, 102 pounds. Profession: Australian singer-songwriter. Nationality: Australian, British. Age: 54 years. Biography: Kylie Ann Minogue, born the 28th of May 1968, also known simply as Kylie, is an Australian-British singer and actress. She achieved recognition starring in the Australian soap opera Neighbours, where she played tomboy mechanic Charlene Robinson. Appearing in the series for 2 years, Minogue's character married Scott Robinson, Jason Donovan, in an episode viewed by nearly 20 million people in the United Kingdom, making it one of the most watched Australian TV episodes ever. Since then, Minogue has been a recording artist and has achieved commercial success and critical acclaim in the entertainment industry. Minogue has been recognized with several honorific nicknames, most notably the Princess of Pop. She is recognized as the highest-selling Australian artist of all time by the Australian Recording Industry Association, ARIA. Born and raised in Melbourne, Australia, Minogue has worked and lived in the United Kingdom since the 1990s. She signed to record label PWL in 1987 and released her first studio album Kylie the next year. In 1992, she left PWL and signed with Deconstruction Records, where she released her self-titled studio album An Impossible Princess, both of which received positive reviews from critics. Returning to more mainstream dance-oriented music, Minogue signed to Parlophone and released Light Years. The follow-up, Fever, was a hit in many countries, including the United States. The lead single, Can't Get You Out of My Head, became one of the most successful singles of the 2000s, selling over 10 million units. It is recognized as her signature song, and was named the catchiest song ever by Yahoo! Music. Other successful singles by Minogue include I Should Be So Lucky, The Locomotion, Especially For You, Hand on Your Heart, Better the Devil You Know, Confide in Me, Spinning Around, Love at First Sight, Slow, Two Hearts, and All the Lovers. In 2005, while Minogue was on her Showgirl, The Greatest Hits tour, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. After treatment, she resumed the tour under the title Showgirl, the Homecoming Tour, which critics viewed as a triumph. Minogue made her film debut in The Delinquents 1989 and portrayed Cammy in Street Fighter 1994. Minogue has also appeared in the films Moulin Rouge 2001, Jack and Diane, and Holy Motors 2012. In 2014, she appeared as a judge on the third series of The Voice UK and The Voice Australia. Her other ventures include product endorsements, children's books and fashion. As of 2015, Minogue has had worldwide record sales of more than 80 million. She has mounted several successful and critically acclaimed concert world tours and received a Mo Award for Australian Entertainer of the Year for her live performances. Minogue was appointed an Officer of the Order of the British Empire in the 2008 New Year Honours for services to music. She was appointed by the French government as a Chevalier Knight of the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres for her contribution to the enrichment of French culture. Minogue was awarded an Honorary Doctor of Health Science (DHSC) degree by Anglia Ruskin University for her work in raising awareness for breast cancer. In November 2011, on the 25th anniversary of the ARIA Music Awards, she was inducted by the Australian Recording Industry Association into the ARIA Hall of Fame. In December 2016, Billboard ranked her as the 18th most successful dance artist of all time. Minogue signed a new global recording contract with BMG Rights Management in early 2017. Her latest album Golden was released on the 6th of April 2018, debuting at #1 in the UK and Australia. Life and career: 1968-1986, early life and career beginnings. Melbourne, Australia, the city where Minogue was born. Kylie was born to Ronald Charles Minogue and Carol Ann Jones in Melbourne, Australia, on the 28th of May 1968. Her father is a fifth-generation Australian and has Irish ancestry, while her mother came from Maesteg, Wales. Jones had lived in Wales until age 10 when her mother and father, Millie and Dennis Jones, decided to move to Australia for a better life. Just before Kylie's birth, Ron qualified as an accountant and worked through several jobs while Carol worked as a professional dancer. Kylie's younger brother, Brendan, is a news cameraman in Australia, while her younger sister Dani Minogue is also a singer and television host. The Minogue family frequently moved around various suburbs in Melbourne to sustain their living expenses, which Kylie found unsettling as a child. After the birth of Dani, the family moved to South Oakley. Because money was tight, Ron worked as an accountant at a family-owned car company and Carol worked as a tea lady at a local hospital. After moving to Surrey Hills, Melbourne, Minogue attended Studfield Primary School briefly before attending Camberwell Primary School. She went on to Camberwell High School. During her schooling years, Minogue found it difficult to make friends. She got her HSC, graduated high school, with subjects including arts and graphics and English. Minogue described herself as being of average intelligence and quite modest during her high school years. From the age of 11, Kylie appeared in small roles in soap operas including The Sullivans and Skyways. In 1985, she was cast in one of the lead roles in The Henderson Kids. Minogue took time off school to film The Henderson Kids, and while Carol was not impressed, Minogue felt that she needed the independence to make it into the entertainment industry. During filming, co-star Nadine Garner labeled Minogue fragile. After producers yelled at her for forgetting her lines, she would often cry on set. Minogue was dropped from the second season of the show after producer Alan Hardy felt the need for her character to be written off. In retrospect, Hardy stated that removing her from the showing turned out to be the best thing for her. Interested in following a career in music, Minogue made a demo tape for the producers of weekly music program Young Talent Time, which featured Dani as a regular performer. Kylie gave her first television singing performance on the show in 1985 but was not invited to join the cast. Kylie was cast in the soap opera Neighbours in 1986, as Charlene Mitchell, a schoolgirl turned garage mechanic. Neighbours achieved popularity in the UK, and a story arc that created a romance between her character and the character played by Jason Donovan culminated in a wedding episode in 1987 that attracted an audience of 20 million British viewers. Minogue became the first person to win 4 Logie Awards in 1 year and was the youngest recipient of the Gold Logie, as the country's most popular television performer, with the result determined by public vote. 1987-1989, Kylie and Enjoy Yourself. During a Fitzroy Football Club benefit concert with other Neighbours cast members, Minogue performed I Got You Babe as a duet with actor John Waters, and The Locomotion as an encore. She was subsequently signed to a recording contract with Mushroom Records in 1987. Her first single, The Locomotion, spent 7 weeks at number 1 on the Australian singles charts and became the country's highest-selling single in the 1980s. She received the ARIA Award for the year's highest-selling single. Its success resulted in Minogue traveling to England with Mushroom Records executive Gary Ashley to work with producers Stock, Aitken and Waterman. They knew little of Minogue and had forgotten that she was arriving. As a result, they wrote, I Should Be So Lucky, while she waited outside the studio. The song reached number 1 in the United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, Finland, Switzerland, Israel and Hong Kong. Minogue won her second consecutive ARIA Award for the year's highest-selling single, and received a Special Achievement Award. Minogue's debut album, Kylie, was released in July 1988. The album was a collection of dance-oriented pop tunes and spent more than a year on the UK albums chart, including several weeks at number 1. The album went gold in the United States, and the single, The Locomotion, reached number 3 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, and number 1 on the Canadian Singles Chart. The single, Got to Be Certain, became her third consecutive number 1 single on the Australian music charts. Later in the year, she left Neighbours to focus on her music career. Minogue also collaborated with Jason Donovan for the song, Especially For You, which peaked at number 1 in the United Kingdom and in December 2014 sold its 1 millionth copy in the UK. Minogue was sometimes referred to as the singing budgie by her detractors over the coming years. In a review of the album Kylie for All Music, Chris True described the tunes as standard, late 80s, bubblegum, but added, her cuteness makes these rather vapid tracks bearable. Minogue's second album Enjoy Yourself was released in October 1989. The album was a success in the United Kingdom, Europe, New Zealand, Asia and Australia and spawned number 1 singles, Hand on Your Heart, and Tears on My Pillow. However, it failed to sell well throughout North America and Minogue was dropped by her American record label Geffen Records. She then embarked on her first concert tour, the Enjoy Yourself Tour, in the United Kingdom, Europe, Asia and Australia in February 1990. She was also one of the featured vocalists on the remake of Do They Know It's Christmas? Minogue's debut film, The Delinquents, was released in December 1989. The movie received mixed reviews by critics but proved popular with audiences. In the UK it grossed more than £200,000, and in Australia, it was the fourth highest grossing local film of 1989 and the highest grossing local film of 1990. 1990-1992, Rhythm of Love and Let's Get to It. Minogue's third album, Rhythm of Love, was released in November 1990 and was described as leaps and bounds more mature than her previous albums. Her relationship with Michael Hutchence was also seen as part of her departure from her earlier persona. Its lead single, Better the Devil You Know, peaked at number 2 in the UK and 4 in her native Australia. Rhythm of Love's second and fourth single, Step Back in Time, and Shocked, were both a top 10 hit in the UK and Australia. She then embarked on the Rhythm of Love tour in February 1991. Minogue's fourth album, Let's Get to It, was released in October 1991 and reached number 15 on the UK albums chart. It was her first album to fail to reach the top 10. While the first single from the album, Word Is Out, became her first single to miss the top 10 of the UK singles chart, subsequent singles, If You Were With Me Now, and Give Me Just a Little More Time, both reached the top 5. In support of the album, she embarked on the Let's Get to It tour in October. She later expressed her opinion that she was stifled by Stock, Aitken and Waterman, saying, "I was very much a puppet in the beginning. I was blinkered by my record company. I was unable to look left or right." Her first greatest hits album was released in August 1992. It reached number 1 in the United Kingdom and number 3 in Australia. The singles from the album, What Kind of Fool, and her cover version of Kool and the Gang's Celebration, both reached the top 20 of the UK singles chart. Personal life, health. Minogue was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 36 in May 2005, leading to the postponement of the remainder of her Showgirl, the Greatest Hits tour, and her withdrawal from the Glastonbury Festival. Her hospitalization and treatment in Melbourne resulted in a brief but intense period of media coverage, particularly in Australia, where then Prime Minister John Howard issued a statement of support. As media and fans began to congregate outside the Minogue